Hi, welcome to my channel. It's Darcy's Mixed Media, and this is Darcy, and this is just a little process video of how I did the base of the birds on a wire, and then I'll do another video showing how I did the birds. I'm using some gel matte medium to apply a collage bits in the background. I've got some dictionary pages there. They're pretty fragile. I went ahead and just poured, I have a bigger container of a golden gel matte medium, and I poured it into another container so I can just pour out as much as I need, and I found that worked really nicely. I've never done that before, but I had bought these the thing that I'm squirting the glue out of. Gel matte medium is basically a glue. But it just made it so much easier and less messy, because I tend to be pretty messy with glue and paper bits. So if you haven't seen the hashtag Makers Creative Collab, I hope you go check that out and check out everybody's creates that they've made. This is the process video of how I made the base, the canvas piece. So just adding some book page and some scrapbook page, and there'll be some matte pages just to add some texture and interest to the background, because I do plan to have kind of more of a transparent paint when I put the paint on, so some of that will show through. So there's just showing you where I grew up. Trying to find it. Middleborough, Massachusetts, right there. That's where I grew up. It's not where I live now, but it's where I grew up. So a little Cape Cod going on there, just for me. And so the map. I knew I was going to do a blue background, so I knew the map pieces would be kind of nice too to stick in there. And got the back side too, because there's some interest, and it doesn't matter which way I go with my background pieces, because it's just background. So I've got some pieces sideways, some pieces upside down, some pieces upside right. There's no right or wrong to it. So yeah, this is the first part of the process, starting with this. It's kind of relaxing too, just to it's one thing when you're collaging with glue stick, but it's just a whole other thing when you're collaging with the medium, the gel matte medium, or some people might use a Mod Podge, and it's kind of relaxing to do it like that. It goes really quickly. You just overlap your pieces. Now I've got some digitals going on. I've got that one right there is from Gail Augustinelli's her Eco Dyed, and then those patterny ones are from Tracy Fox. Oh my goodness. I forgot. Well, airplane mode wouldn't help. That was an alarm. But usually if I'm recording with a camera, the alarms don't go off. But that's okay. Oh, and just a reminder also, because that was an alarm for me to do an Etsy order to remind myself. I do have a sale going on in my Etsy shop right now, 20% off until June 30th, 2022. Yeah, June 30th. Today's the 20th, so... My son's birthday is this week, so that's kind of why I decided to go ahead and do a sale. Plus, beginning a summer sale, why not? Yeah, my friend is actually over in England right now, and she got to go to Stonehenge for summer solstice. That's like so cool. And then I'm going to just put some clear texture gesso over this. So I just kind of add the gesso just to have myself a base to do everything I want to do on it. I didn't record when I stenciled some things on there, and now I'm adding just some light blue paint, just cheap craft paint, but it got on there a little more opaque than I wanted it to be, so I go ahead and take my, what is that? I think that's a sponge, just trying to lift some off of there, because I wanted some of that texture, background texture, to show through, some of the stenciling, all that to show through. So now you see a little more stenciling, and as I dried it, I went ahead and got more up. So there it is now. And now I'm going to add some bubble wrap. Alright, I'm really not insane. It's just that I forgot to do the speed up on everything before I started. So I'm having to pause between my recordings. And every time I realize that I haven't sped it up, my voice goes up. So then I have to pause and go back and figure out where I am. Anyway, so I use some bubble wrap with some white paint, just some white acrylic paint. I think it might have been some matte even. Now I've got my X's from Texas, from PM Artist Studio, and adding some of that on there. And I didn't want to put too much into the background. And I wanted to keep it fairly simple because I wanted my birds to be the focal point. But I really like these stencils, and I wanted to use them. So I'm going every which direction with them. Excuse me. Could have paused then. That would have been good. Oh my goodness. I hate that cough. Alright, so there is the background so far, and in the next video I will show how I did the birds. Have a delightful day, everybody.